What's up, you guys? Steve here with another unemployment update regarding enhanced unemployment benefits. Now, before we dive in, I just wanted to take a moment to say it has been a wild election night. Now, this video isn't on that. I'm going to do another video following up here soon on this, but I just want to take a moment to say last night it looked like a repeat of 2016. It looked like Trump was going to get another slam dunk win, with the exception of Arizona. However, he declared victory, but overnight, a lot of those states that we were waiting to see the results on have taken a dramatic shift in the other direction. And now Trump is calling out fraud. And it's being reported, though, that it was just counties that were heavily Democratic. And it looks like this could be a Biden win. So in another video, I'm going to get you caught up on that, so be sure to check out my channel, because for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't seem to promote my videos unless they're stimulus or unemployment related. So be sure to check that out here in a couple hours. I'm going to upload an update on the elections. But in this video, I'm going to talk about where we currently stand with enhanced unemployment benefits, how some states are actually calling people, telling them they need to pay back their PUA, how a lot of people are now losing their jobs, and how you can get back on your unemployment if you regain your job and you've now lost it, and also an LWA update for the last two states, Nevada and Alaska, that have not seen their full payouts. So I'm going to get you caught up on everything in this video, but if you could do me a quick favor, it'll just take a second before we dive in. If you could just smash the like button, I would appreciate it. Helps out the channel. Like button, comments, and sharing these videos out with anybody who might need to see them helps out the channel. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way as soon as I upload videos, you can get notified right away. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. But now let's dive right into the latest on unemployment. So first, let's get covered these LWA updates for the last two remaining states, Nevada and Alaska, that are waiting to see that benefit. So if you are in any of the other states and you are still waiting to receive that LWA, you need to contact your state right away, because you should have already gotten that benefit. Now, this is, again, for retroactive additional enhanced unemployment from August 2nd to September 6th. If during that time you were unemployed, collecting as little as $100 per week from your unemployment benefits, and you lost your job due to the pandemic. This also includes Arkansas and Vermont, which were the last two states that I had updates on that are now paying out their claimants. So if you are in any other state other than Nevada and Alaska and you have not received your LWA, you're going to want to contact them right away. All right, so now let's dive into the updates, and I'm just going to start off with Nevada, and it says that they've already paid out 3 weeks and they're expecting to pay out another week or two to the claimants, and those are expected to start next week. Now, that's what we heard 5 days ago. I'm going to put a link in the description below to that report if you'd like to read it for yourself, if you're in Nevada and you're waiting for that LWA payment still. Second is Alaska, and the update is we have no information from Alaska and they still have not paid out. We were told that at the most it would take 8 weeks for Alaska to pay out their claimants from the time they were approved, and as you can see, they were approved in late August, so 8 weeks has passed and there is still no payment for Alaskans. So I am sorry to report that. If you hear anything or you get any updates or you get any payments, please let me know so I can share it here on the channel. And we are now receiving reports, I'll put a link in the description below, that there are a lot of Americans across the nation that have regained unemployment that potentially could lose their jobs again due to this new wave of the virus. They're saying that in El Paso, they've already shut down to do a 2-week lockdown again. They're saying this could happen in Rhode Island as well. And we're seeing cases surge not only across the nation, but in the world, and we're seeing lockdowns in different countries again out in Europe and in other places of our world. So they're saying that potentially we could be looking at another wave of unemployment coming very soon. Now, this report does say that there is a silver lining if you lose your job a second time due to the pandemic, and that is that your unemployment benefits are applied for a full calendar year. So in other words, if you lose your job in March of 2020, you have that unemployment claim all the way out till March of 2021. So there's actually a quote here. It says, "Wherever you stop in the program, that's where you restart until benefits expire," said Michele Evermore, a senior policy analyst at the National Employment Law Project. Now, the report also says that a lot of people don't realize this because the rules can sometimes be confusing, especially state to state, but they're saying that your claim usually should last a calendar year. Even though you can't collect a full year, you can claim during that full year. So in other words, a lot of states will offer you 26 weeks of benefits or 6 months, And for the course of that year, you can collect up to 6 months. However, a lot of that, as we mentioned in previous videos, has been extended. A lot of states have extended it due to the pandemic by about 13 weeks, others more, others less. And there's also the PEUC program, which is the federal program from the CARES Act, which adds an additional 13 weeks on top of that as well. So there are a lot of benefits that are available to you. Now, do keep in mind the fact that the PEUC is set to expire, according to the CARES Act, December 31st of 2020. So we're going to need Congress to extend that out if we're going to see more PEUC. But if you're going to be claiming more unemployment if you lose your job, it's 1 year, 1 calendar year from the time that you claimed that loss. The report also says that there are several states that are cutting back on that extension for the duration of claims. In other words, before you thought that you had more than 26 weeks, though, that might be getting reduced. So right now, if you are in the state of Alabama, Arkansas, Idaho, Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, or Wyoming, and you're planning on having that extended unemployment benefit to claim, you might want to double check because you might not have as long as you thought, because they're saying that as unemployment is declining and things are improving apparently, that they're going to be reducing that duration for you. So you need to double check and make sure that you have the time that you thought. And the report also reminds us that each state is different. So you need to check on your state. It says there are caveats. It says some states will pay far less than a year of maximum benefits. However, for example, Florida and North Carolina each pay up to 12 weeks of regular state unemployment insurance. Their extended benefit programs offer an extra 6 weeks to workers. When factoring in the additional 13 weeks of the PEUC federal benefits, workers can expect up to 31 weeks of aid, or about 7 months worth, so much less than some of the other states are offering. Now, the question is, what if you exhaust the full year's worth of benefits? Let's say you're unemployed from March 2020 and you're unable to find any work all the way out till March of 2021. What happens then? Well, what they're saying is that right now, for what's going on with the pandemic, they're needing to take that into consideration, because we're realizing this pandemic, the duration of it is going to be much longer than we anticipated. Now, what they're saying is that when they provide you with unemployment claims, that they base it off of the previous 4 quarters worth of work that you did. But in this case, there's no work that you've had, so they're going to have to base it, they're saying, possibly on the claims that you are receiving, meaning that the claims that you get the next round on the next calendar year could be significantly less. So they're trying to work that out and figure out what they can do if this is going to go on a lot longer than we originally anticipated. And now we're actually receiving word that there are tens of thousands of Americans across the nation that are being contacted by their states to pay back their PUA. That's right, they're saying that tens of thousands of Americans located in New Hampshire, Colorado, Pennsylvania, and Ohio have already been contacted, saying that there were mistakes, that they thought they were eligible, but the state later determined that they were not. And that also there may have been some good faith mistakes on the forms made, and now they're saying, though, that they need to pay it back. And we actually have word from Ray Burke, who is a lawyer with the New Hampshire Legal Assistance Group, who was quoted saying the following: maybe they don't have the specific earnings statements that they needed at the time, or maybe they had limited English proficiency, and they were trying to navigate the online application form in English. Also, we have word from the National Employment Law Project from Michele Evermore, who said, naturally, there are going to be mistakes made. She said states are basically trying to build a plane as they are flying it. So they're saying there's been a lot of errors that have taken place, and now they're trying to navigate how they're going to correct these errors. And they're saying that this is starting to roll out, and they have no idea how many Americans might be impacted by this. They're saying it could be in the tens of millions. They said that they were just rolling out all this unemployment, trying to help people out, and that there were a lot of errors that could have been made. So if you're contacted, if you receive a notice that you have to pay back PUA, they're saying that you can file an appeal. They said as long as they can find in good faith that it was actually a mistake and that you did need the assistance, that you might not have to pay it back. So please be sure to look into that. I'm going to put a link in the description below if that might be of interest to you as well. Well, you guys, that is the latest that I have on enhanced unemployment benefits for you. And today is Wednesday, November the 4th. And once again, I'm going to get an update for you as to what's going on with the elections. I think I just saw a notification on my computer that Biden has won Wisconsin. So I'm going to let you guys know where things stand here in a video very shortly. If you don't receive a notification, be sure to check out my channel here in a couple hours so you can get that update as well. And once again, if you haven't already, if you like these videos, if you could could just do me a quick favor, it'll just take a second. Smash the like button. I would appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to stay up to date on everything that's rolling out. And be sure to follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. Well, you guys, I hope this reaches you well. I'll be sure to keep you up to date on everything rolling out. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.